Hi, everyone, business game changers. And here we have today with us Malay Damania, a business coach who specializes in transforming chartered accountants' practices into thriving businesses. He helps chartered accountants go beyond compliance, discover untapped revenue opportunities, and become seen, heard, and known. All this while working within the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India's framework. Malay Damania, it's a pleasure to have you with us. Welcome to Purpose Talk Splash, my podcast for business owners like you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Verna. It's my pleasure.
I know Malay personally, I have met him personally. He has really transformed people's lives as professionals, helping them be seen, heard, and known. He has something really great to offer this morning. I would like for many chartered accountants all over who are within the ICAI to give him your ear, especially because he is here to make a difference to your businesses and increase your avenue. So, Malay, I have seen that you have held many workshops and you have one coming up. So, what is your core intention in designing this workshop, especially for chartered accountants? And what gap did you see in this profession that you are aiming to bridge?
All right. So, Verna, first of all, many thank you for the kind words. And yeah, the intention. Look, I have been a chartered accountant and I was in practice for the longest time of my professional career. I was practicing for almost more than 3 decades. The CA as a community, we have knowledge, but we do not have that level of clients so that we can apply our knowledge there. And therefore, I have designed my course to help all my fellow practicing chartered accountants to make sure that they take the right steps, they create right strategies in their profession or the business, and which helps them to attract and get more clients, because that's what is going to make their practice successful. And this program that I'm doing is which helps the CAs to position themselves right and then get more clients. And eventually also we go on to see that how we can execute our work better, less involvement of ours, because we are in the profession and client always want our presence, but there is a way in which you can slowly and gradually reduce your personal involvement and get the work done from your people.
That's true. You speak about transformation. So, how did you see a CA's practice evolving after applying the insights from your workshop?
To my mind, most important thing is clarity. You got to be very clear in your profession. Where would you like to spend time? Where would you like to use your resources? And what is your goal? The clarity is very important. Who are your ideal clients? I mean, that is the first thing that hits most chartered accountants' mind very, very hard. Because when we say who are your ideal clients, the most people will say that, sir, anybody is a good client for me. I file return for individuals, we do audits for MSME segments, we do audit for large, and we do GST, and we do everything. And I said that is fair enough, but you got to position yourself proactively either to a particular sector of clients, set of clients, or with your particular set of services. I mean, if you try to reach out to everybody, eventually you don't reach out to the right people that you would want to reach out to. Then your message is spread too wide.
That's
and
true.
Then it doesn't really relate to the right people that you would really want to have your clients. I mean, just for an example.
Yes.
Just for an example, you may keep doing what you are doing. I'm not saying, you may be a general practitioner, you may be doing something add-on like valuation or a transfer pricing or due diligence or whatever. but proactively you got to position yourself somewhere to be able to reach out to the right audience. For example, if you want startups as your ideal clients, then you have to talk and you have to connect with them with the problems they are facing. Then you have to
Precisely.
talk about the due diligence, about the investment readiness, about the valuation, which is very different from if you want to work with manufacturing companies. Then you talk about the systems, you talk about the inventory, you talk about the processes and all of that.
Correct.
So first you got to decide who you want to be as your ideal client. What are their challenges? What are your services that you are offering? And accordingly you position yourself. You keep talking about that in your messaging, and that is where they start to connect with you.
Correct. What you said is generally what most of us have been, initially on our race, we are not sure what to say no to and what to say yes to. And you have exactly put the nail on the head by saying you need a clarity first to understand who you want to serve. And once you know that clarity, you are able to then put in place, a system which would work for you.
I just want to add here one more thing, that look, initially I'm absolutely okay. Initially we are not having that clarity. Initially we start our practice with whoever comes to you as your client, through reference, through your relative, through your friends, through your neighbors, and you start your practice. But I'm saying after a while, when you have exhausted with your nearby circle, and when you now want to reach out to people at large who are not from your close circle, that is where you need this strategy. Only then the audience will be able to relate to you.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
That's correct. So if I must ask you, the ICAI is very clear on certain prohibitions, especially around solicitation, advertising. But at the same time, there are silent, implied ways of building your own credibility and visibility. So how do you help chartered accountants navigate this very fine line?
This is an obvious question in everybody's mind.
Yeah.
And I think there is a lot of myth that we all chartered accountants carry in our mind. And I tell them that the problem is not that you want to do something which is prohibited by institute, ICAI. The problem is that you are not doing which is permitted by the institute. So let's get very clear. We are not here to circumvent anything. We are not here to cross the line and do something which is not permitted by institute. Institute does not prohibit you from sharing your knowledge.
What I have gathered from whatever you just shared right now is you've done a lot of homework, which is very clear that you've already held a workshop prior to this. And whichever chartered accountants or other professionals who are watching this would, obviously want to know how was your first workshop held and what did people have to say about it? If you have anything that you could share a little bit about the initial workshop and any testimonials that you would have got, I would be happy to allow the people who will be new to you to at least know what you are going to offer them.
All right. So I've had I've been conducting this programs workshop for last about couple of years now. And more than 100 CAs must have gone through this programs. I keep programs in a group, small group, interactive group. And what do I take them through how can we build our personal brand, which is very, very important. Your business branding, how do we attract the right kind of ideal customers or the clients for us? How do we position ourselves so that it's not just compliance. You may be doing compliance, but you got to position yourself, which is like beyond compliance, and that needs to be communicated also clearly, because
Yes.
it's not. We are not. Firstly, you position and also you communicate what you are doing. Then we go on to how do you delegate the better execution? How do we delegate, manage rather than do? So the delegation part and the team building part, and very very important, our own personal or the professional cash flow, which again is an issue with many CAs. So I run entire program in 10 sessions, and there are CAs who have really, if you want, I can share, as you were
Yes,
saying,
please.
I check out, see
Yes.
if there are any testimonials which I can.
Thanks to Mr. Malay's guidance and mentorship, we have had a remarkable growth in our CA business. It is his insight and strategies that have helped us to retain our existing clients and also to get on board some new ones. The mentoring has been an instrumental in our growth. If you want to take your business to another level, I would recommend Mr. Malay's coaching, as it has been an instrument in our success.
I definitely, for one, would like to know what it is inside this workshop of yours. It becomes more and more intriguing for me to understand, okay, so what was it that I probably did not think about when I was doing my self-practice, and as I was growing, all I knew was word of mouth. And we wouldn't want to go anywhere beyond that, because we didn't want to do anything wrong. And here you come with some strategy like this. So can you give me an example of some practical strategies that once they attend your workshop, a CA can immediately adopt to grow their revenue and reputation while staying within the ICAI framework?
Look, there are multiple ones, but as I said, I think very important, as I said, is the ideal client. Let's say ideal client. You have a startup as an ideal client. Now you go to some fellowship event like TIE, for example. You are a member there and you meet the startups. How do you introduce yourself? That makes a lot of difference, which is your elevator pitch. So there is a very clear-cut 5-step process which you got to just apply, so that you hit the right pain points and offer the right solution in less than 30 seconds. Many times what happens, we go to these conferences and all, and then we keep talking all around what we do, when we started, what is my company, and a lot of things we keep talking. And as we know, our mind has got very limited attention span, to say. And then once you start beating around the bush, the other person stops listening to you, and he perceives you more of a, he's a general practitioner, like any other CA, he's another CA, kind of.
Yes. Yeah.
But when you say that I am Malay Damania, I help startup entrepreneurs, who are struggling to understand the value of their business, to come up with the right valuation for their business, so that they can effectively pitch to the investors.
Perfect.
Potential investors, something like that,
Yes, this would remain in my mind.
Just the 5 steps process: who you are, who you help, what are their pain points, what is your unique solution, and how will that transform his life, or what is his eventual benefit. 5 steps we teach them, and once you have that 5 steps, and you know that you are going to be there with the startup owners, I mean, you'll sound also very confident.
Perfect. Correct.
You know exactly what I want to speak with him, and that's what. And now this can be for startup. I mean, you can have, now you are also serving, let's say, foreign clients, then NRI clients, then you can accordingly have another
Tailor, customize.
NRI clients, customize it to the NRI clients.
Correct.
And this is what my students have been using it, and you can use it everywhere, not necessarily only in the conference. Even when
Yes.
you are, let's say you are on LinkedIn, in LinkedIn also you start positioning yourself that you are for startups. And when you do it long enough, that's where people start to resonate you that this is a CA who is like, this is for me.
Correct. So I get you, because earlier we are just not focused, and here you are asking, you're the people in your workshop to kind of get together their mental energies to understand what exactly they want to do, how to pitch. And this is just one example of what is in your workshop, which throws light on the amount of thinking, the thought process that has gone into your creating, a whole layout of giving people a step-by-step method in transforming their own visibility in their workspace to actually get more revenue out of or to attract the right people to get much more revenue with a focused approach. So thanks for sharing, this important one-step transformation for the benefit of people who are viewing us.
So my first thing is your personal branding. So you got to first show up as a credible, authentic, and more genuine person, because I always believe that people first buy you, then they
Yes.
buy your product or service, right? So if they are not buying me as a personality, there is no question of them doing business with me. Once they buy me as a personality, that this guy is genuine, authentic, credible, knowledgeable, then most likely they are going to buy my service, regardless of the fact whether I'm a CA or a CS or a lawyer or whoever. But they connect with me personally, they will want to do business with me. So we spend some time in building our personal brand. How do we show up? How do we create our personal brand? Then, as I said, branding, marketing, online, offline. How do you actually close deals? Many times you get inquiries, but then you are not able to close it. Again, that's also a skill that, as a owner of our practice profession, is very, very important for us to master that. Because if you are getting inquiries, firstly you are not getting inquiries. If you are getting inquiries, you are not closing, then everything, all the efforts gets wasted. So got to start understanding how do you close, how do you follow up without making him feel that you are very pushy kind of thing. So do those kind of strategies, and then we move on to the execution part. Execution, team building, and cash flow. As I said, tracking your numbers, tracking your cash flow, etc. So yeah, it's a very interesting workshop which I have designed from my own experiences, the problems, the difficulties that I have faced and overcome, navigated. So I want my colleagues also to learn quickly from that, not spend 30 years which I spent. I want them to learn very quickly and learn from my mistakes and experiences.
For our viewers, I would like to also mention that Malay has written a book. He has authored this book called The Business Champ, which he was very kind to give it to me, and I've had the pleasure to read it. It's a very relatable book where you feel stuck or you are not exploring the maximum avenues for your revenue or for being visible. He would help you go into another space, as you've already heard through one of his testimonials. I leave you with this saying all the best to you, Malay. It was indeed my pleasure to have you on this podcast. I encourage business owners like you who are game-changing strategists to help come onto my show and express whatever you have to offer. So I wish you all the best for your workshop, and all the chartered accountants who will benefit from you. I hope that they will continue to be with you and grow with you. So
thank you very much, Rena. Thank you so much, and it was my pleasure, and I really enjoyed talking to you here, and thank you so much for having me on your podcast.
So we look forward to your workshop, Malay, And to all of you who also would like to be heard, known, and seen, and who has something to come up with, I could help you showcase this on my podcast called Purpose Talk Splash, inviting business game-changing strategies to benefit the larger audience.
I look forward to coming back again very soon.
Thank you, Malay.
Thank you very much.
Bye, everybody.